Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. Thanks for tuning into your reading. So I had done a How Do They View You reading recently, and I am guided to do something similar again today, but just a little bit different, where we're looking at specifics. Not that the previous reading wasn't specific, but I feel like that reading went to, a select few, or, sometimes the general collective readings can resonate with a lot of people. I feel like some of them only resonate with a subsect or a certain group of people. So I want to give it another go, and again, doing it a little bit different. So that's what this reading is going to be. So you can go ahead and choose from thumbnails, timestamps, intuition, what have you. Otherwise, we've got this little vial of gold flakes here, this rough cut quartz crystal, and this red jasper to choose from. So 1, 2, and 3. Pause the video if you need more time. We're going to get started with group 1. Now I had thought about doing a pick a pile reading. That's where we pre-shuffle off camera or even on camera, but then you have to fast forward through that part. And so I thought maybe that would save time, be more convenient for me in some way, but then ultimately I just decided to go ahead and shuffle the cards on camera. Maybe the next reading I'll do a pick a pile. But this reading, we're asking how they see you. So this could be talking about friends, family, coworkers. This is a love channel, so more than likely you're here for a love interest. So apply it how it resonates. Energies can be vice versa or interchangeable, so keep that in mind. And it is a general collective reading. So take what resonates and forget what doesn't. All right, so first question. What was their first impression of group 1? What was their first impression of group 1? Okay. Got the Hierophant. You could be Taurus, have that strong in your chart, don't have to. But that was their first impression of you as being like a moral leader. At the very least, that you're okay, maybe a little bit chill, and maybe traditional in your, appearance or behaviors, conventional, maybe kind of like appearing like you go with the flow, or like belong to a particular clique or group, or conformist. Is just basically what I'm trying to say. Let's get a clarification on that. They could have met you at school or work, but this person was seeing you collaborate with other people. I guess that's what I mean by conformist, like getting along with other people, collaborating with other people, working with other people in some way. And it does feel like there were other people around when they first saw you. Okay, maybe 3 people, since we've got three people on this card, and then we've got this is 3 of Pentacles. So let me pull the rest of the cards before I start kind of dissecting, because my regulars know how I do on here. Sometimes I'm more free flow, other times I'm more like a teacher and dissect each card. I think we're going to dissect today. So we're going to look at strengths. So how does this person, whoever they are, or people in general, how do they see group 1's strengths? We've got 2 of Cups. Okay, they see your strengths as getting along with other people. Okay, you could be in a relationship. So if so, this person views that relationship as being successful, as being a strength that you have. You could be in love. You could be in a partnership. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be like a business partnership or some other kind of partnership amongst group members, perhaps group projects at work, in school, something like that. But this is more of a romantic energy card, or one about feelings. So mutual feelings. If you're married, or if you've been recently proposed to, this person's like admiring that, and they feel like that's a strength. A lot of people aspire to that. So there's this energy of, 2 heads are better than 1, 2 hearts are better than 1, like admiring your romanticism, admiring maybe that you feel the same way that they do, or that you empathize or connect well with other people, that you feel other people, feel their energy. So let's look at how they see your feelings, right? Either towards them, towards them more or less, or towards people, depending on who you're here for. How does this person see group one's feelings? What do we need to know about that? The Tower. And the Six of Wands. So this person feels like your feelings are that a little bit unstable, like something has rocked your world, something has upset you, but I don't feel like it's necessarily in a bad way, with the Six of Wands being a positive card. It does feel more like whatever you have been through with them or in the past did definitely rock your world, but that you're taking strides in the right direction, and that things maybe have improved quite a bit, you know, with them or without them. For some of you, it is with them. For some of you are in an actual relationship with this person, but even if not, this is about taking, you know, progressive steps forward. Somebody could be politically a progressive, don't have to be. We're not political necessarily on this channel, but I'm just saying that's what's coming out for some. But basically, this person feels like you feel like your world has been rocked. Maybe your bubble has been burst big time. Maybe you see this person that way, but that's what's coming through. And yet you are like, you remain stable. So I feel like whatever has happened, but you now are stable and you're taking strides in the right direction. You could be victorious. You could have received some sort of like promotion, some sort of victory. They feel like you feel victorious. They feel like you feel recognized. You've received some sort of good news, or that you feel successful. So it's an interesting mix of energies there. So we're going to go ahead and start with, you know, their first impression of you. Okay. So like I said, with the Hierophant, it is this energy of that you are, or how they perceived you as kind of being like chill, okay, that the words that we associate with the Hierophant, you know, traditional, calm, thoughtful, practical, down to earth, grounded, a leader in some way, that you had a lot of wisdom. That's how they perceived you. And so maybe you have religious or spiritual leanings. So if so, they would perceive you that way. Maybe you were a leader at work or in your friends group or community, but yet you still got along well with other people, complimented other people, and got along well with other people. And definitely this person was seeing you as some sort of, you know, as down to earth as they saw you. They also saw you as somebody that had some sort of spiritual gift or ability about you, and that was like otherworldly or a little bit beyond the ordinary. Okay, so also this person saw you as someone who's respectable, somebody who's dignified, someone who's very present, just commanded respect, even reverence from other people, where they would look up to you because you exuded a certain air, a certain wisdom. So it's very positive how this person perceived you, unless of course you wanted to be perceived like a straight up sex like sex kitten or something, or just completely different from this. Maybe then that's not great news. But what they're perceiving, what they perceived you as, is mostly being stable, reliable, you know, wise, maybe a little conservative or withholding of your emotions, and you know, somebody that, you know, could teach people other things, somebody that made other people feel guided and supported. You could be, you know, like I said, a leader in your community, or active in your church, a tarot reader or something like that. But the Hierophant is more of a kind of like a traditional energy. So, you know, you would be teaching and expressing kind of like, I guess you could say, expressing your spiritual leanings or interests or thoughts in a more traditional way. at least according to this person and how they perceived you when they first met you. So dignified, okay? And then with the Three of Pentacles, like I said, you could have been working together, or just this person seeing you as very skilled, very collaborative. You could be into music because Taurus is ruled by Venus. Venus is about the arts. Music falls under that category. Many people with Taurus strong in their chart have lovely speaking voices, have lovely singing voices. You know, think Barbara Streisand, Adele, just to name a couple, you know, that kind of voice. And then we see on the card, you know, they're in a studio recording, so maybe music had something to do, but doesn't have to be. But this person feels like when they met you that they were impressed by, you know, how admirable you were for your skills and your abilities and your ability to work well with other people, and just kind of like bring a sense of mastery and just kind of like high standards, high degree to whatever that you did, okay? Whatever they saw you doing, and they thought that you looked very focused, very dedicated, very hands-on, engaged in your work. Someone maybe got lost in their work. Just when you're doing something and focusing on something, you know, you looked very engaged in it. And you could even have been like, you know, dressed in like work clothes, for example, a uniform or something like that. But you did just look very capable and felt very just cooperative and got along well with other people. Whether you see yourself this way or not, if it's not resonating, choose another group. But that's what's coming through for first impressions as far as this person's concerned. Just that you were committed to quality, that you were committed to excellence, all the things that we perceive with the Three of Pentacles as its, you know, as its meaning. That you took pride in your appearance, pride in your work. You could be like straight up just a proud person, earth sign energy, skilled, you know. You could be in something like engineering, but also the arts. And this person felt like, you know, inspired by you, and like you motivated other people through your example. So people wanted to kind of emulate you and follow in your footsteps, or just were positively affected by your work ethic, or the pride that you take in the things that you do, and just your high standards. So now this one was a good one if you're here for a romance reading, or if you're here for a romantic partner. This Two of Cups energy, it's what this person, like the strengths that this person felt that you, what they see your strengths to be, right? Whether we're talking about past or present, mostly this is present energy. And this person feels like you're somebody that deeply connects in your relationships, and that you bring a sense of partnership, a sense of harmony, and a connection to other people. And it comes from the heart. It's like, it's, you know, all heart, especially in your personal relationships. You might be a little bit removed. I think you're still someone that gets along well with others in, you know, pretty much any circumstance, or they perceive that. But with this Two of Cups energy, it feels like they admire your heart and the way that you can connect to people through your heart. So I'm getting Cuba Gooding Jr. from Jerry Maguire when he says, when Tom Cruise tells him, you know, in your personal life, you're all heart, but, you know, outside of that, you're not. And I feel like this person would say that you're all heart, just like in your personal life. You're definitely all heart. And they feel like that is a strength of yours. Maybe they're not that way, or they've never witnessed that to this extent, but they feel like, you know, that creates the strong, balanced relationships that either you have with them, others, or both. So you feel like they feel like you bring people together, and they just feel like, also this is Two of Cups watery energy, and that feels really good. And this person feels like you're an attractive person, so they feel like that's a strength as well. They feel like you have a warmth to your personality. They feel like that's a strength as well. Again, I'm getting this sort of calm vibe, inviting presence, you know, approachable, soothing, gentle manner that drew them to you, draws people to you. So there's especially like people that you know, okay? So if you're an introvert, maybe, you know, like the saying goes, introverts, you know, have a secret personality. So unless you are close to them, you're not going to see much of that personality expressed. But this feels like this person was able to get behind that wall, or observe others get behind that wall, and were able to see that you do have an understanding, a deeper understanding of emotions, and a better way of connecting to people on an emotional level, and that you know how to create meaningful relationships, and that you generally care for others, and you just really have a strong way of connecting with other people, and even maybe making other people feel confident, and like inspiring that in other people. Okay, it does feel very like you could be kind of like Libra energy, where it's that harmonious vibe, that diplomatic vibe, knowing how to mediate relationships. Like you could come into a conflict and know how to diffuse it, or adjust your presence as something that calms the room down, or something that you do or say really handles things in a way that makes things just feel better, and that the relationships that you have are very connected, that it isn't one-sided or unreciprocated, that whoever you connect with emotionally, including them, is mutual. It's mutual feelings, mutual understanding, and respect in the relationship. So this person feels like that's a strength, that you bring that out in people and situations. And, it does inspire like their own sort of blossoming of their own feelings and heart, and it makes them feel more emotionally open, more emotionally rich, and that you have that effect on other people. Like you enrich others, with your ability to connect, and they see that, as a strength. So they're pretty good strengths, I think, right? It's pretty good strengths. So, okay. So how do they see your feelings? I guess that's the next question. And we got the Tower and the Six of Wands. I do feel like I said before, that this person feels that you have been rocked, that your world has been rocked, that maybe something that you worked hard to build has failed or fallen apart. And there is no sugarcoating that, right? It is what it is. And that's, how this person feels. Again, if it's related to them or not. And they feel like that you have intense feelings, okay? And that maybe you let that out. And they saw that, or they experienced that. And maybe you've experienced, because this is about change as well. So that you have experienced, like you feel like you're undergoing transformations, for better or for worse, major changes in your life. And, or that there are changes coming. There are like changes on the wind, right? There's changes coming, and sometimes with the Tower, it can mean that somebody has ignored something, or the signs or the red flags. They did so at their own expense, their own peril. So if that resonates, you can take that. But this is about knocking down. In that sense, it's positive, because it's about knocking down what's not working, so that you can make room for what will work, right? It's trial and error. And this person feels like, that you feel that way, maybe the relationship ended, or a relationship ended, or something happened here. Somebody got fired from a job, somebody, flunked out of school. I don't know. You apply it how it resonates, many watch. But that's how they feel. Like one door closed, and then another door opened. And they feel like, your view on life has been changed. And it's been changed for the better with the Six of Wands. So if you have feelings for this person, they feel like you feel that those feelings are like explosive, okay? Underneath the surface, you're chill on the outside, or at least that's how they saw you when they first met you, but then now they're feeling like you feel like explosive feelings. And whether that's like good feelings, bad feelings, or some mixture of those, they feel like regardless of how how things are going, that things are changing. And there is a sense of permanence here with you. Like they feel, despite everything, that you are so grounded and stable in yourself, that no matter how explosive your feelings for someone are, you're gonna adapt to the changes, and you're gonna do what you need to do to be all good again. So that's what it is too. And if this major change hasn't happened, they feel like you feel like it's coming. And so maybe for some of you, that's why you're here, wondering about what that change looks like. Is it really coming? Is there going to be a breakdown in this, or a breakthrough, whatever the case may be? they feel like, and if this is like your ex or somebody from the past, they feel like you're questioning some things about the relationship and them, and that you still feel like reconciliation is possible, but you're still figuring some things out, okay? And or like you feel like this person is figuring things out. So in the process of doing that, but in the meantime, you're feeling pretty victorious. So maybe there's been a step in the right direction in the relationship, that, you know, you are excited about your future. Maybe again, if you've reconciled, or this is, you know, someone you're seeing, that you're excited about the future together, and that you believe in this person, and that you believe in the future, and that, you know, you could be finding this person very attractive. You see them kissing on the card, so you could find this person just very, very attractive. They feel like you find them very attractive, and that you could feel like this person is, you know, special and different and unusual, and you know, like maybe you guys are working towards something together. And even if it's like getting together, if it's long distance relationship, if it's a committed relationship, then you're looking at getting like a home or moving in together and just making something happen. Because like I said, the Six of Wands is about progress, right? Making progress. This person feels like you are making progress, and that you feel like you're making progress with them or otherwise, you know, and this person feels like you are inspired, that you still see, you know, good in this relationship, and that you're in a happy place with them, especially if you guys are involved currently. Like, that things have definitely had their ups and downs, but it's more up than down right now. And that maybe, you know, you feel like this person is your dream partner, that I mean, this person feels like you feel really good about them, to say the very least, and that you can be yourself with them, because like all the facades have fallen apart with that Tower coming down. And so maybe this person's even being more authentic with you, or they feel like you feel they are, and that you're willing and ready to take, you know, this to the next level, and that you could feel like this person, you know, still, you know, carries a torch for you, that you still carry a torch for them, and that you guys still think about each other, and that you still have positive feelings despite the ups and downs, and that maybe, you know, the grass wasn't greener on the other side for those, you know, who have experienced a split here. And so that's what's coming through in terms of how their feelings are for you, or how they feel that you're feeling anyway. So what's the emotional connection? And this reading's already been very long. Like, how do they see the emotional connection between you? Yeah, I kind of felt that with that. There was something that I had said a moment ago that made me think Seven of Swords. So this person, you know, sees this emotional connection as something that requires cunning, right? You know, duplicitous wins the game sort of vibe. You know, this person could be, you know, keeping an eye on you, but they look at the situation as maybe kind of sneaky, somebody just trying to, at the very least, be resourceful in how they move forward here, how they speak about this. And it can be somebody has ghosted, is ghosting, will ghost, because we see change on the horizon with the Tower. Somebody's feeling like that's coming, so maybe there's concerns over that. And there, you know, there is light to dark in everything. The Seven of Swords can be just talking about, you know, strategy, tactics, like kind of like, you know, people play those games in love, and I'm trying to do this so that you'll do that kind of thing. But that can lead to an unfair situation here. So that's how they're seeing things. That maybe the situation is not you know, people are not being entirely truthful here, or they're just playing some sort of game, and so they're being cautious. Or maybe they feel like you're being cautious and need to be careful, you know, to look at this objectively and honestly, just to prevent, you know, misunderstandings and deceptions from occurring. So that kind of thing. So let's look at this overall perception that this person has of you overall. We saw like their first impression, strengths, and their overall perception of you is, we've got a few different cards here. I don't know how many, I'll just go ahead and take them because it looks like they go together. Their overall perception of you is that you are mature, and that goes with the Hierophant energy, and that you're balanced and harmonious. That also goes with the Hierophant energy. And maybe you engage in practices that help you to become that way. And like she's doing yoga on the card, meditation, yoga, or just, you know, mindfulness, taking care of yourself, which is a good thing. And they see you as, like I said, resourceful, and somebody that gets along with other people, somebody that figures it out, a good communicator, somebody that has a lot to offer and connects with people well and compliments people well, and they compliment you well, right? Other people like compliment. In other words, work well together, contribute to each other. Where one is weak, the other is strong kind of vibe. So that's how they perceive you, as being like somebody involved in such situations and involved with such people. They also view you as somebody who is watching, and I said that with the Seven of Swords, like looking at them or observing situations. You're an observant person. Maybe you have a lot to learn in some life area and you're aware of that, but you're curious, you're learning. You could be an apprentice technically, or you're just like that way in some life area where you have to learn some things. You're watchful. And then we've got the Six of Swords talking about you know, escaping maybe a bad situation with the Tower and the Seven of Swords, whether that be with them or something else. And that you're moving forward. Again, it's about progress. Now this card in this deck is more about like escaping, but you know, Six of Swords is about making progress and traveling as well. So maybe there's distance between the two of you. You're looking to close that distance, whether, you know, physically or just emotionally. And then I feel like they feel like you're going towards your happiness, your wish fulfillment, getting what you want, right, with that Nine of Cups. And so they perceive you as somebody that's getting what they want, that's very abundant, that has emotional fulfillment, emotional happiness. And yet you are someone that is still, you know, very committed to your values, and that you've turned pain into power, and that you've achieved some sort of stability through the efforts that you've put in. And maybe you're waiting to see some more of those results pay off, but all in all, you're like doing very well for yourself, and you see a bright future for yourself. So they perceive you as that kind of very intelligent, good communicator, tough person, knows what they want, and gets what they want. And so that's how this person perceives you. Thanks guys for tuning in. I appreciate you. Please hit the like button and subscribe. It does support the channel and keep it going. We're going to move on to group 2. If you'd like that private reading, my contact information is down below for a video recorded reading, or that's $1 for 5 minutes on Keen, also linked down below. Okay, welcome group 2. Thanks for tuning into your reading. So we're going to start with how they see you, your person of interest, or whoever you're here for, people in general. What was their first impression of you? Group 2. Ooh, I love how these cards shuffle. So what was their first impression of you? Got 6 of Wands. Okay, I'm just gonna read. This is kind of a funny deck. Well, it is. It's a funny deck. It's kind of a jokester deck. I like it for that reason. It brings levity to heavy readings, and we need that sometimes, right? On this channel, other channels, when we're talking about the tarot. So, everybody, look at me. I'm amazing at everything. I'm amazing at everything I do. Ah, ha ha ha. So basically, you're feeling confident. You could have Jupiter in Leo or be another kind of fire sign. But either way, person felt like when they first met you that you're very confident, that you had a lot of support around you. It's possible that some of the support that you had around you wasn't sincere and authentic, that some of them were like frenemies or just going along to go along, but didn't really truly feel supportive of you. If that's a message that resonates with you, then you'll know that's a message for you. Otherwise, it's a message for someone else. But we're going to go ahead and continue with some of the other cards before I really deep dive into that one. So, how does this person perceive your strengths? What do they see your strengths as? Okay. They see you as somebody that makes sacrifices, and you do so willingly for the greater good and for your own greater good, so that you can see things differently and you can perceive things. And you're somebody that's been held accountable, but also that you have held yourself accountable, and in so doing, you've become wiser as a result of that. So they think that's a strength. So maybe you do meditate technically, or they just see you making sacrifices and they see the toll that's taken on you, whereas other people wouldn't have been willing to do that. You have, and that's attributed to your wisdom and this otherworldly kind of psychic ability that you have. We all have that to some degree, and they feel like you're more tuned into that than other people. So they do feel like you're somebody that waits, you take your time, you don't rush, that you are, you know, slow and steady, but more that you kind of like, you go within and you look within. So regardless if you are an introvert or an extrovert or somewhere in between, they feel like you know how to go within, seek wisdom, make self-sacrifices, get a different perspective on things, that you aspire to see things in a different light. You aspire to look at things from different angles. You're not someone that's closed-minded. You're the opposite. And if you find yourself being closed-minded, then you go within and you really think about things and listen to your inner guidance. You do what's necessary to grow and learn and to see things differently from fresh perspectives. And this person sees that as a strength. Which, you know, it is. Okay. It really is. So how do they see your feelings towards them, towards whoever? Your feelings towards people in general. Let's see what comes out. But how does this person see your feelings, and what does the viewer, group 2, need to know about that? Oh. So the card says better luck next time. Also, you're drunk. So they feel like, you know, your feelings are great, basically. Maybe you do like to drink or indulge in some way. Don't have to. But people usually feel merry, like maybe you're a merry, happy drunk when you drink, if that resonates. But you don't have to do that, obviously, to be happy. And this person feels like you're a happy person, that you're successful. Maybe you've graduated. Maybe you've gotten this major promotion. Maybe they just see like spiritually you've evolved, or emotionally you've evolved, or some way you've evolved and you're on top of the world. You could be at a distance from this person. They could be from another part of the world or culture or something. But you're not worried about them, is what they feel like. You don't worry about other people. You don't let pesky people get you down. Like, you rise above that. So it's like, better luck next time. You know, like if it didn't work out, or yeah, if something doesn't work out, then maybe you say that to yourself. You know, you hold yourself accountable and tell yourself better luck next time, but you don't give up. Or you say that to people, you know, that that try you but don't succeed, or that, when something doesn't work out, like I said. So, I think people probably have tried to bring you down with the Seven of Wands, but you're not having it. Listen here, Sticks. I set y'all up, and I'll knock you down. I'll knock you right back down. Okay, so maybe you elevate people, or you have been elevated, and people have tried to make you feel like you owe them something, but you've worked hard for whatever you have, and you have defended your turf and your territory. And you have taken the high road. The Seven of Wands and the World are both about taking the high road, right? She's up in the sky floating. She's above it all. The Seven of Wands is about, having the high ground, and that's an advantage in a battle, right? So having the high ground. Again, this could be related to being taken by surprise by people who you thought were supportive, or friends, family. Like I said, with the Six of Wands, that this card is about, somebody that is just moments from being betrayed, right? People are acting like they're being very supportive and a true friend, like true friends, but in reality, it's not real. It's all, some of them are supportive, yes, but it's overall about, people trying to, get one over on somebody. I'm not going to get into the whole in-depth history of that card, but then the Seven of Wands comes after that. And once he realizes what's happening, he gets on the high ground, and he goes up against all these people, and, he's going to win because he persists, and he's strong, and he's actually in the right. People setting you up, or like, misleading you, or making you feel like they're down for you when they're not. That's not cool, and that's not rewarded by the universe, and you're like above that. And this person feels like that you're above that, and that your worth, and that that you're worth fighting for, and how to defend yourself. So this person admires you, and feels like you are a passionate person, but also probably extremely attractive, physically attractive, body-wise, just in some way, shape, or form, and that maybe you are literally beating people off with a stick. Maybe you feel like you're beating them off with a stick. This person feels like you feel like you're attractive, okay? And that you know what you have to offer, and you defend that. You have good boundaries, right? So to go over, to the first impressions again, like I said, I would, to get a little deeper on that, this person's first impression of you was that, like I said, that you are successful, that you were successful, that you were celebrated for your achievements, that you were admired for your successes, that, that you were charismatic. Think of that Leo energy, charismatic, and that you carry yourself with an air of pride and victory and confidence, and that maybe you're very upright, very good posture. Some of you are on the taller side, don't have to be. Some of you were in the military, don't have to be, but something about you is commanding. You have a commanding presence. And that reflects your success, because it's like you've been through battles, right? Five of Wands comes before this. So that's like, battle. Or practicing battle, like even you could have come out of like boot camp or something, or just life battles in general, dealing with other people in conflicted ways. Some of those conflicts more serious than others, but you had succeeded, and so we're feeling good about yourself as a result of that. And they saw that as you feeling self-assured and having good reason to feel self-assured, because you had accomplished something and you had overcome some tough obstacles already, and that you came across that way, like you knew your worth. And it feels like this person feels like you still know your worth, and so in that sense, their perception of you hasn't changed much from their first impression and now. In some ways, like they feel like you were a person of the world, like you had this worldly vibe about you. Even if you stayed in the same town your whole life, they still felt like you had this sort of worldly leadership vibe about you. Could be a local celebrity, or just somebody that looks like that, especially if you're very attractive or very charismatic, or both, or a leader in your friends group or at work, whatever the case. And they just looked at you as somebody that was very talented and successful, and on the world stage in some way, or like looked like you could be if you wanted to be, but accomplished anyway, and recognized for your accomplishments, and people looked up to you and admired you, and held you in high regard, high esteem, and that you were, as a result of that, inspiring to others, and maybe even like outwardly encouraging of others, helping others to achieve things, or reflect on what they've already achieved, and you're just kind of like a motivating force to other people. So, and I have found that to be true with a lot of Leo people. Like, they want other people to feel as good about themselves as they feel about themselves, because Leos are blessed with having a natural confidence. Even when they feel insecure, they're not as insecure as some other people. A lot of other people's insecurities are a lot harder to overcome, or a lot deeper than that of a Leo. Okay, so that energy, regardless of their sign, that they want to help people to feel good about themselves and to recognize their talents. They're not generally haters in that way. They're congratulators, and that's kind of how this person is feeling about you at that time. And also seeing you, as somebody that can go within as well. And that being one of your strengths is with this hanged man, essentially. Being able to go within and sacrifice for your goals, sacrifice for your higher purpose. Very strong, very hardworking, having a unique perspective. Again, not wanting to just look at things one way, but wanting to learn and willing to make the sacrifices necessary to be more observant, more thoughtful, and kind of like a deep person, contemplating the deeper meanings and truths of life, maybe talking about things like that, or just showing that you're interested in, growing your mindset, and it's kind of like seeing things differently and beyond just like the surface level. Okay, so that's what the the hangman is indicating, that this person feels like your strengths are that you're not like everybody else, right? You could dress differently than other people. Maybe, you don't want to be like everyone else, and I don't think that you are anyway. I think that's part of your strength, your allure, your appeal. And so, your outsides reflect like this distinctive outlook that you have on life, that seems like you're always cultivating that. And again, it didn't come easily to you, but maybe other people think that what you have, or how you think and all of this, and your intelligence came easily to you, but it didn't. You actually worked for it. And that's because you're just a reflective person. Like, you don't take things very surface level all the time, and you possess a deep emotional well that allows you to empathize with others and consider life's complexities. Now, I'm not getting this sort of stifled energy that I got. I had a private client that came in, and it was a Virgo, and their shadow energy, so wanting to overanalyze and overthink and overcomplicate everything, in a belief that that would make them, more of a deeper thinker or have a deeper understanding. But really, it was just a hindrance to them. It was a way of stalling from doing the real work that they needed to do. I'm not getting that vibe from you guys. I'm getting that you just want to give credit where credit is due, and you want to make sure that you explore possibilities so that you have a firm grasp on, some truths in life that are actually very simple, as most truths are, but not necessarily easy to execute or easy to apply to your life. Like, you are interested in learning how to bridge that gap, and it feels like, kind of deep and light at the same time, because it's Piscean energy. So deep and light at the same time, basically. So yeah, it's very philosophical. It gives kind of Sagittarius vibes as well. Just wanting to see like a different viewpoint. Okay, gives some Aquarius vibes as well, which is like the flip side of Leo. So they're similar, at the same time. So I know opposites, but yeah, you can't convince me that opposites aren't similar. They're on the same coin for a reason. So there's this kind of making sacrifices, even if it means changing your mind or letting go of long-held beliefs. Like, you're somebody that would change your mind if you were proven wrong, or if you saw evidence to the contrary, or at the very least you would really consider that evidence and weigh it heavily and not just dismiss it because it didn't agree with your previous beliefs. Like, you're somebody that can change your mind about things, and you seek to do that, which is, admirable. And this person thinks of it as a strength. Like, you know how to slow down and look inward and consider other people's points of view and look at things from different ways and be empathetic, and that really contributes to who you are, and that person's really appreciates that. And when it comes to how you feel about yourself, like I said, this person feels like you feel really good about yourself, which makes sense based on the rest of the reading. So if you don't feel great about yourself, this person thinks that you feel great about yourself. Maybe this isn't your reading, choose a different one, but if this resonates and you do feel good about yourself, just know that this person is tuned into that. They recognize and see that as well. Like, they see you as someone that is full of gratitude, which is good because, back to my point about private clients, I get a lot of private clients who will really be happy with their reading, sing my praises, and just talk about how much it resonated, how on point it was, how excellent, how insightful, how grateful they are, but then they don't leave a positive review. But let somebody be inconvenienced in even the slightest, and they're willing, they're ready to just leave a poor review or a less than perfect review. And I think that's true of, a lot of consumers, which is unfortunate because, that means they're attuned to a sense of lack and negativity, which attracts more lack and negativity in their life. And the other way around is when you are positive, or when you're grateful, and you notice the things that you like in life and the things that satisfy you and the things that please you, and you give praise for that and you act accordingly, then you are attracting more things to feel good about, more things to feel grateful about. And it's a lesson that you have down pat. Like, this person feels like you are grateful. And even if you weren't always that way, or if you were someone that took things for granted, because sometimes if you're an attractive person, charismatic naturally or something, or just, have had a little bit easier than some people, you can take things for granted. And you've gone within, you have tried to see things from other people's point of view. You've done so on purpose, this person feels. And they feel like that's a strength of yours, like we talked about. And as a result of that, you are glowing. You're absolutely glowing. Best card in the deck is the World Energy. So this person feels like you glow. They feel like you feel good about yourself. They feel like you are a grateful person. You've grown a lot as a result of that. And they believe in you. This person feels like, I feel like they believe in you, even though we're talking about how do you feel. Could you believe in this person? Yeah, I think, like I said before, you believe in people. You see things in people they don't see in themselves, like good things, positive things about people that they don't see in themselves. And as a result of that, people just want to be seen. That's very nurturing. That's very healing for people. So you bless people with that without even realizing how much they needed you to see them, how much they needed someone to tell them or reflect back to them what's good about them. And so this person feels like you feel like a lot of belief in them and a lot of belief in people, and that helps them to grow and that helps you to grow. And so they also feel like you feel very positively towards them. Whether you do or you don't, they feel like you're just a positive person anyway. And that maybe you could feel like this person is the one, it does feel like they feel that way, about you. But since this is about how they feel that you feel, they feel like you feel like this person could be the one that they lift you up higher and higher with her being, in the world position, and that you feel grateful to have met them, regardless of what's happened, that you were attracted to them because they kind of maybe reflected some of the things that you like about yourself, or some of the good things you didn't realize about yourself, like they reflected that back to you as well. So some of what I said before about the reflecting, and helping people to see what's good about themselves is, also how this person feels that you feel about them, that they were the ones that reflected things that made you feel better. So, also I'm getting this feeling that there's a lack of baggage or drama in the relationship, or that you feel like there was less drama or is less drama or baggage in this relationship with them than in other relationships, whether, take it how it resonates. And that's especially true if you guys are in a relationship now, that you're happy, that you feel like things are moving ahead and moving to the next level, which for some of you it really has. You could have gotten married, engaged, or just taken that big next step to being monogamous, or just coming to some sort of commitment with each other. For some of you, that's definitely the case with this, or you feel like they feel like you want that, you feel that way. But either way, they feel like you are fulfilled, that you are also feeling like this has room to grow, or there's a new cycle that needs to begin here. But right now that you're feeling really good about where you're at and looking forward to the next stages, and that you're not done growing and evolving. Like, you might be at the top of your field, or just feeling really great about yourself in general, great about the relationship, but that you are still confident that this can grow and move forward even more, or that you can start over and it will be even better. So, you know, and if this is someone that is from your past or an ex, they kind of feel like you feel that this is over, that the cycle is complete, that there aren't any hard feelings from you, but in that you acknowledge that this person in the relationship has been significant. I was going to say successful. So some of you, you know, it could have been a long-term relationship, and you feel like it's been successful, because a relationship can be successful. Contrary to popular thinking, it can be successful despite not lasting forever, because let's face it, most relationships do not. And so that doesn't mean that it didn't come together for a good purpose. It doesn't mean that there weren't a lot of great experiences or lessons that were learned from it that were worth having. Okay. So they feel like you took the needed lessons from this, and you moved on from the past, and that if they were ever to come back, or you guys were ever to come back, that, you know, you would look at this from a different perspective, like we talked about, but things would need to be completely different. And they know that, like a completely brand new relationship, nothing like it was before at all, in any way, shape, or form, and that you won't settle. So they feel like you feel just a sense of commitment, a sense of engagement, or something to do with, like, if you ever committed to someone, even as a friend, like you're really in it, and that you know your worth, and that you would make a great marriage partner, that even maybe that's what you want eventually, or that's what you're experiencing, and that you will only want to be with the person that you consider the one, and that's how they feel that you feel. Okay, so what is the emotional connection, or how do they feel that the emotional connection is between the two of you? Or rather, how do they see you, or how can we word this? How do they think you see the emotional connection? Let's go with that. Okay, the Five of Pentacles wanted to force its way out. So they think that you see the emotional connection as having definitely had its ups and downs. There having been some conflict, some emptiness, maybe some, what do you call it, relationship, some financial losses. That's what I was trying to get at. So this person feels like that you perceive this, maybe that this person was greedy, or this person lacks the ability to offer like long-term security, whether that's emotionally, financially, or both. So this person feels like you think that or see the relationship as lacking. Okay, so not good for this person to you know, feel like somebody that they care about, which this person obviously does care about you, to think that that person sees you and your relationship as lacking, you know, lacking security, and just lacking in general, or having a lot of ups and downs and things like that. So the relationship's on hard times, basically. So, and yet, so this is more so feeling like it's resonating for those who are split or not together, because you know, it is the Five of Pentacles energy. But if you guys are together, maybe it's just talking about times being rough financially, but the relationship is good. Either way, they still feel like you feel great about yourself. They feel like you feel great about yourself, but that the relationship, you're seeing that as something that isn't great right now. that there is this feeling of being left out, maybe in social situations. One partner likes to go out with their friends but doesn't invite the other partner, and that's fine, but if it doesn't work for the relationship, it doesn't work. And that's just an example. And that could be, or just experiencing, like I said, some sort of financial or material loss, or some sort of changes, because this is Five of Pentacles. Fives are about change, so changes that have resulted in challenges, like maybe one person like has moved up in life and then the other one is feeling inadequate, or just, you know how things can change. Even positive change can be stressful. So it is a challenging card, and this person is feeling like you're seeing this as a challenging relationship. Okay, maybe that one of you is not feeling supported enough. So let's see, what is their overall perception of you? What's the overall perception of group 2 that they need to know right now? Trivia Night Champion. Okay. Some of you could be Gemini or another air sign. Don't have to be. You're dealing with one. Their overall perception of you is that basically, you know, you're a tough character, you're the boss of a situation, and you make things happen. You're a great manifester. You manifest with your thoughts and with your mind, and that you will take action when you're moved to do so and when it makes logical sense for you to do so. And so they definitely have respect for you, and they see you as a leader. They see you as kind of like even a warrior in some way, as maybe being in touch with your masculine energy. Because we all have masculine and feminine within us. The most who watch are feminines, but that doesn't mean you don't have a masculine energy, and it doesn't mean that you always have one. But maybe right now, or to this person, you are having that kind of an energy. But that you are an intentional person, that you are strategic in your thinking, and if I didn't say so already, that you're extremely smart, and that things would need to and do need to make sense, you know, according to this person, that you think that things need to make sense, and that you kind of put your mind above your heart, is how they're seeing you. So also, you know, if there was confusion before, there's clarity now. They feel like you have clarity. You've seen the light, that you are, you know, when to make a move and when to hold back, and that you're a good communicator. Okay, this person also thinks that you're a good communicator, and even though he has a stern expression and it's air sign energy, and we don't always think of that in the tarot as being, you know, very, very kind of friendly, warm and fuzzy, but this person does think of you as a positive person, but somebody that commands respect. Somebody that, and they do respect you, and they feel like they are clear about where they stand with you, and they feel like you are somebody who is clear as well. Like you leave little to the imagination, is how they look at it, because you're very logical, rational, and that you know what you want, and you're clear about what you want. So, I mean, that's a good place to be if you're starting a new relationship or new cycle within the relationship, because you know what you want, and people know where they stand. That's how they see you. So, but there's a lot of clarity is the main kind of word coming out for the King today. King of Swords is that things are clear, and there's a lot of clarity here, and that you're clear in your thinking and your communication and in what you want. Okay, so this is what I've got for you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. Please hit the like button and subscribe. It does support the channel and help to keep it going. And if you'd like a private reading, my contact information is in the description box down below the video, as is the $1 for 5 minutes on Keen, and that's linked down below too. So thanks for watching. We're moving on to group 3. All right, welcome group 3. If you chose red jasper, this reading is for you. So, how did they see you? What was their first impression of you? For everyone who is watching group 3, what was their person or people in general, their first impression of group 3? So, let's look into it. People's first impression of group 3. Ace of Pentacles. All right. Wow. Okay. I'm getting that this person's first impression of you is that you were a very solid person and that you were golden, basically. You were golden. For some odd few that you could have been engaged, or this person thought you were married or engaged. This person thought you were in a relationship or you would make an excellent relationship partner. Which is it? We'll see what else comes out in the reading, but this is what's coming through so far. Okay? You could have just been starting a new job, gotten a promotion, because this is Pentacles energy and it talks about such things. But they saw you as an investment, like not a flash in the pan, not somebody that, you know, doesn't know their worth, but instead somebody that was, you know, solid gold, basically. Solid gold and a true... and I'm hearing safe, secure, but also like a really wise investment. So what, it does feel romantic in nature, but regardless, let's see what this person, how they view your strengths or how they see your strengths. So we've got strong, Virgo energy coming out, earth sign energy, but regardless of sign, what is our hermit doing here? We also got some Aries, some water sign in general here as well. Wow. Okay. They saw you as a warrior, basically, but how is that a strength? Because you know what the thing about warriors is, they get a bad rap, but when somebody really thinks a lot and they consider all possibilities, including potential negative possibilities, then if and when those things show up, then they're prepared for them, right? This is somebody that see you as having the strength of mind to anticipate potential issues so that you can get out ahead of them and diffuse them, and prepare yourself for those issues. It's coming across a little bit like Leo energy, but more so is just kind of like more of an introverted energy as well. And they see just you being thoughtful. And also I'm getting that you were helpful to those who suffer with anxiety. Maybe they did. You were helpful to them, or you work in some sort of a service profession where you're helping people who are struggling mentally. So like a counselor or something along those lines. If not struggling mentally in a specific technical role like that, it is like that helper energy, the hermit. And they see it as, you know, it's part of your path. Like you have a spiritual path, but it's grounded in practical steps. They feel like even though you're spiritual, you're down to earth and practical and logical and thoughtful. Okay. And they don't see a tendency, because hermits, you know, tend to worry. Virgo energy tends to worry. They don't see that as a negative. They see that instead as really caring a lot about something. Yes, it can cause you to lose sleep at night, and I generally don't advocate for worrying too much or just going down a negative path like the Nine of Swords can talk about, because thoughts manifest. But at least according to your person, it's made you, you know, someone that is stronger and someone that's more able to help themselves find their way in life, find their way to what they want, and help others along the path. You know, sometimes contrast through experiencing unwanted things or experiences helps us to figure out, you know, what it is we do prefer. So it could be talking about that too. So this person's feelings, like, or how they see you. Maybe I'm going to do how do they feel for you reading after this. I don't know. But So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the like button if you haven't already. It supports the channel. It keeps me coming back to do more. And hit the bell to receive a notification when I upload my next video, okay? So you don't miss it, depending on what it's going to be. It might be feelings reading, but I see, you know, I do those a lot, but that's what's often wanted on the channel. But it feels like I do them too much. So anyway, how do they see your feelings? How do they see your feelings? Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. So cautious, thoughtful, growing something. It's really a reflection of what's already been said and giving us more information on that. Also, it goes along with that Ace of Pentacles, which is planting a seed. It's like a really good seed, right? You start by planting it, and then you know, with work, patience, consistency, and wise nurturing and handling of your garden, it grows and bears fruit at some point. So they feel like you are patiently waiting, assessing, readjusting, taking care of someone, something, maybe taking care of them, this relationship, maybe you're waiting for them, or you're just kind of feeling your way through life is what it feels like. Feeling and thinking your way through life, using your senses. They see you as practical and sensible, like Sense and Sensibility, the older sister, like you're that sensible type person. And they feel like you feel like you're a sensible type person. Maybe they feel like you're frustrated with waiting. Seven of Pentacles can talk about being frustrated. She's waiting for her plant to bear fruit. If you've ever planted anything, if you've ever planted a garden or anything at all, you know how much patience and time it takes to nurture that to fruition, to bear fruit, to make it worthwhile and worth all the time and trouble that it took to grow it and go through that process. But in that process, you learn a lot of things, and get to experience being out in nature and the healthy benefits of that, and the grounding benefits of that. And just people like to do that. They find it very therapeutic. So there is value in it, but there is also frustration in it. And this person feels like you feel that way, that you are hardworking, that things perhaps in your life are slow moving, delayed, that you have success coming, but it's not quite here yet, and that you feel like you're being patient, or you are just, you know, a patient person. So it does show like a progress from the Ace of Pentacles, the seed, to the growing of the Seven of Pentacles. And it's that point where you're like at the end, nearing the end of your crop coming to fruition. And at that point you're wondering, you know, looking back, was it worth all the time and trouble that it took to get to this point? And you're like, I don't know. I really don't know. They kind of feel like maybe you don't know. Maybe you have a decision to make whether to continue on this path or not. Or maybe they feel like, you know, that you feel that way, like you have a decision to make. Because interestingly, the Seven is about considering a decision as well. Because that's part of learning, and Sevens are about learning as well. Okay? So, making a decision, learning how to make a decision, knowing the right decision to make, things of that nature. This person's first impression of you was that you embodied a new opportunity. They saw you as an opportunity to be in a relationship. And like I said at the start, it does feel like a romantic relationship or a romantic interest, at least back then, right? When they first met you. Their first impression of you is that also that maybe you were a little well off, well-to-do, or you really had the potential to achieve like financial abundance. That you were maybe entering into a realm where there was possibility for that. And that you were maybe at the start of really starting to prosper. And you looked like that. I'm hearing you look like money. You could dress very well, name brand clothes. You don't have to have those things. You could just have an air about you and still come across as like rich or wealthy, or just like dignified, higher quality, things like that. And this person felt like also that you came across as well grounded, secure, having like just this energy of money. You could be an 8 life path, be born on the 8th of the month, 17th of a month, somehow like in your numbers, numerology, which is about money and learning lessons about money. And they're often said to be the number that is most likely to be wealthy. Okay, so you have that air about you, or you did, according to this person. But you seemed very secure in yourself regardless. And you looked healthy. You could have very good teeth, skin, hair. Something about you looked very healthy, physically fit perhaps, but vital, abundant, things that we associate with the earth energy of the pentacles. And again, though, feeling like seeing you as a very practical, comfortable person. You know, not stuffy in any way. I don't mean to make it sound like that, just comfortable, but also practical, pragmatic, reliable, focused on like tangible results, down to earth, you know, wanting like practical sort of results, basically, if I didn't say that already. Trustworthy, dependable, somebody that valued hard work, realistic, level-headed. Again, vibes of Sense and Sensibility, the older sister. So then it could be like, you know, others relied on you too at work, or however they met you, like around you, they perceived you as that kind of person. And so some of you could actually work in finance, like a banker or a financial planner or real estate, like just kind of any profession that involves material growth and investment. And or you just look like a banker, an accountant, something like that, but that you would do really well in such positions, whether you would or not. That was their first impression for a lot of you. So take what resonates, forget what doesn't. Choose a different group if it doesn't resonate, but this is what's coming through. Somebody that makes other people feel optimistic, feel secure, especially regarding like their financial prospects, their work, and getting ahead in the 3D practical realm. Okay, so I saw you as somebody that would plant something, so to speak, and then that would come to fruition, and we see that they feel like you feel that you are there. Things are coming to fruition. Could have been a long, slow journey, but you're a 7 of Pentacles, you're getting to that 10 of Pentacles, right, which is complete like financial abundance. So they also saw you as being very confident in your abilities. So just coming across as solid gold, like I said before, like a real gem. And you know, somebody that they just really, I mean, it sounds to me like this person admired you and found you to be an admirable person, but not like a particularly flashy or showy person. Nothing like that, just more kind of salt of the earth type person. Very positive earth energy, like earth energy in its higher vibration type energy. So what this person admires about you is that you sort of do come across as a guide or a mentor, like you give wise advice and thoughtful responses to people, like you just don't you know, say things to say them. Like you think about what you're going to say before you say them. You consider the implications, and you know, you don't always overly think it, but you do sometimes, because the 9 of Swords is about anxiety or anxious thinking a lot. And so you do, but we saw that this person thinks of that as a strength. They feel like you're a very contemplative person. You're somebody that knows how to go within and listen to the voice within. And you could be older than this person, but you come across as like an old soul, or they feel like you have an old soul kind of vibe, even if they wouldn't describe it or use those words. There's something about you that felt like timeless. And there's something about you that like you didn't mind working alone, or that even when you're amongst others, you can be a little bit removed, go within. It's kind of like you're self-motivated. It does look like, you know, whatever you've been through in life, you can tell that you had been through stuff, right? But not like in a terrible way, just more like you've picked up knowledge along the way. And so that's evident when people talk to you or observe you, that you know, there's just another level to you, like you're a deeper person. You're kind of like above worldly concerns in a lot of way, and that you're very quiet and dignified and, you know, again, very comfortable, even though you are fashionable. And they think that that's a strength as well. Like you have some sort of a fashion to you that they admire. And feeling like you are profound, feeling like you are something of a teacher, philosopher, giving like Sagittarius vibes as well. So trying to think of the other philosophers, like Piscean vibes. And I mean, any of the signs can be, but this is kind of the flavor that's coming through. You could have been in like the kind of things that we think of with hermit energy, research, for example, just anywhere, teacher, things like that, counseling, stuff like that. So you do like, something about you encouraged, like, or does encourage people looking within for self-discovery reasons, and like people kind of just going within, taking the time to remove oneself from others, from the world, in order to do that solitary work on themselves, and kind of like just get to know themselves, and not just be like superficial or surface level about things. And they actually admire that about you. And with the Nine of Swords being here, it's interesting because we think of the Nine of Swords and it is about, people struggling with their internal battles, but I feel like you found your way through the wilderness, or you were like you're doing that, and this person admires the way that you're doing that. Like you have some internal battles that consumed you and made you feel, fearful and have emotional turmoil, but it's like it didn't stop you, and it's not stopping you. Like you could have some stress, I'm sure you do, like fatigue, even just be troubled, be anxious, or helping people like that as well. So that would be a good way to relate to people and help them if you've been through it or are going through it yourself. And if you've done a lot of inner work, then you can share that with other people as well. And so some of you that could have come across as, like I said, being tired, especially because you're a hard worker, and maybe had some dark circles under your eyes, or just like your body language seems a little closed off at times. But this person likes that you're not always available, like you're not I'm hearing emotionally slutty, okay? That's a term from Sex and the City. Like you're not just spilling your guts all the time. You are somebody that, isn't always accessible. So maybe that's a little bit of that hard to get energy that people like. But also they just kind of like the fact that, you're not always kind of like info dumping, or, what's the other word? When you're just sharing all your problems with people. But the trouble with that is that you can feel trapped in your own like negative thought patterns, and it can affect your emotional state and how you show up in the world. But according to this person, like they appreciate the way that you, I guess because you don't lay out all your problems on people and you figure things out on your own, and that this energy of Nine of Swords makes you kind of uniquely suited for high pressure environments, like crisis management, or helping people with their stress and worry, because you've been there and you have like a high stress tolerance because of your own challenges. And whatever those challenges are, present, past, present, this is how this person is like seeing you, thinking that these are your strengths, that you're vigilant, you're a problem solver, but that can cause mental overload. But because you've done this so much for so long, you're just so adept at it, maybe have a natural skill for it, that you can handle this to an extent that other people cannot. Emergency services, you could work in that. High level executive, or any profession that puts you in a high pressure environment, like you can handle that. And this person admires that, especially if you currently work in a role like that. Like one of my clients is a doctor, and also Virgo energy. So very high pressure environment, obviously. And still, even though overthinking a lot and worrying a lot, also just has a high tolerance for, stress that other people don't have. And it's like this person admires that because maybe they don't have that, or they couldn't do what you do, even if it does take a toll on you. And so they feel like, you are an example of empathy, and an example that you can overcome your troubles, and also kind of like a reminder about mental health challenges that could have been a reminder to them to take better care of themselves, and inspired compassion within them as well. And seeing you be compassionate while even you're struggling with your own anxiety and worry is something that this person considers, something that this person considers a strength. So I guess all that makes sense, huh? Like, it does make sense, doesn't it? So anyway, Seven of Pentacles. This is how this person feels that you feel. And that goes along with what's been said so far, right? About kind of long suffering, or enduring a lot, or at least just enduring like a long process. And so that person, whoever you're here for in general, they feel like you're being patient, that you don't expect instant results, that you feel good about your long-term relationship with money, or long-term relationships, friends, family, them, if you're in a relationship, like they feel like you do feel good about that, or else probably you would decide against it and not do it, because you're very smart and you can make those decisions. But they feel like you feel that this relationship, if this is a romantic interest, that it can truly flourish, and that you're willing to work and be patient and work as necessary to see it through. So they really feel like you're a patient person, at least with them or love, relationships, or people. And they feel like even though you have a realistic view, you're not wearing rose-colored glasses about things, but you are just having confidence and faith and trust that, you know, this is going to pay off for you. And it makes sense that it will pay off for you. If you believe it will, it will. It's just not superfluous to say that it's a fact. It's just a universal law. And it's like, whether you would describe it that way or not, this person feels like you understand that on some level, and you just continue to persist in what you want. And you have faith that, you know, it's going to come to fruition, because there takes faith in order to raise a crop, to be a farmer. You know, you don't know what the weather is going to do. You don't know if it's going to be okay, but you just have faith that your work is going to pay off. And you're very close to having that full fruition. You've already experienced some of the rewards for your efforts in relationship life, or both. And so they feel like you understand that love isn't always rainbows and butterflies. It's also something that requires work and compromise and commitment, and that you are understanding of that, and that's who you are, and that's how they feel like you look at things, and that's how they feel like you are. So if you guys are in a relationship, they feel like you feel great about the relationship, that it has a lot of potential, even if it's not fully realized, that it does have a lot of potential, and you think that, you know, a relationship is, you know, good, right? The relationship is good, and a good relationship takes time to grow. So even if it's not good right now, you know, you feel like it has the potential to be, and it's worth the wait, because good things come in time. It's kind of how they feel like you feel. And that you have, again, realistic view on things that's not clouded by emotion, and that you feel like that's the way to be in order to have, you know, a successful long-term relationship. And, you know, Virgo energy does tend to look at relationships as a project. So it's really giving that energy here, regardless of your sign or your person's sign, that, you know, this is kind of something that you're working on. And that you feel like being with a partner that is growing and thriving as you are, and that deep connection is something that grows in time, and it deepens in time. So if this is somebody from the past, it's like you are waiting for this person to grow and mature. That's how they feel, and or that you could be doing that, and that that you still think, like, even if you're not waiting for this person, that you still think that that's possible, that there'll be a chance that you could end up together in the long run. So if you're wanting to reconcile with someone, you know, that looks like, well, at least this person feels like you potentially really want to reconcile with them, or that you haven't closed the door entirely on the possibility of that happening at some point. But the Pentacles is long-term energy. It's like years. So, you know, not to panic you or whatever, but that's, you know, it doesn't have to be that long, but it is saying that this person feels like you're playing the long game, to say the very least, okay? You know, that is if you know, you're dealing with somebody from the past or an ex. But it can apply to other relationships too. So let's see. So how do they think that you see the emotional connection between the two of you? That they see, we've got the Ace of Wands, we've got the Empress, and we've got the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. From the start, I said this felt like the most romantic of the readings I've done today, of the 3 readings, the 3 groups. So this person feels like you feel like the emotional connection is very passionate. We've got 2 aces, so it could be talking about that this is a new relationship, or that a new beginning, you know, is afoot. Like there's going to be a new cycle in the relationship. So they see that you see this emotional connection as very fiery and passionate, as having a lot of promise, as a project, right? Again, I said it a moment ago, project. So Wands, new project, inspirational, and that you have the urge to perhaps create a family with the Empress here, create an empire, create children or a child, or maybe you already do that. Some of you could be married or have a child with this person already. But this person's feeling is that you feel that this connection really has the potential to be everything, basically, to be, you know, to wind up being this Empress type relationship, which is that she is the resource to her man, she is the wellspring to her masculine. okay, to whoever, you know, we all have masculine and feminine, so whoever, whatever the genders, like Empress energy is this feminine energy who has just everything to offer. She's she's every woman, right? Shaka Khan is a song for the Empress. Like she's everything. So they feel like you feel like the emotional connection is one where the feminine will and can be everything, and that there is a new opportunity for growth between the two of you, and this person thinks that you feel like the emotional connection is very vital, has a sense of newness to it, and there's a lot of potential in this relationship, that it is something that the spark is being rekindled regardless of the status of your relationship, present partner, ex, new relationship, that there is still a spark here, and that it's being reignited, rekindled, and it's just that this person feels like this is a new opportunity, that you look at it, that there is a new opportunity here, or that there will be a new opportunity here, and that it's going to lead to this Empress energy, which is, you know, a very abundant energy, not only just love-wise or anything, but, you know, financially as well. So this person thinks that, you know, you feel like the emotional connection is very nurturing and creative and abundant, or that you feel that you feel that way. They think you feel that way. The feminine feels that way. But that these are the qualities that this relationship, you know, has. So it feels very positive, and that there is a lot of, you know, fertility here, however you want to take that, and like fertile grounds to grow, because that makes sense when we're talking about the Seven of Pentacles and farmers. So it's like fertile ground for the relationship to grow, and that there is a deep connection on the horizon, even if it's early days, that there is a deep connection here, and that it's going to grow. And they see that you feel like maybe this person's your higher level soulmate, twin flame, however you want to describe it, and that you are open to this person, like with your heart, like the feminine's heart is open to this and wants to nourish, you know, the different aspects of the relationship, make the connection deeper, nourish it, transform it, let it grow. And, you know, that's especially true if you guys are in an actual relationship. Like, you could be very expressive, very caring, very nurturing, to where this person knows exactly where they stand with you, that you're very loving and nurturing towards this person, and that, you know, you express your feelings, and you're not afraid to say that I love you. You're not afraid of those things. Like, you show through your actions perhaps as well, and like this is a healthy, thriving relationship, if it's a relationship. And so you know, even if this is somebody from the past or an ex, that, you know, you are still like taking care of yourself, like you're a healthy person, that you're healing, that you are applying some of that Empress energy to yourself as opposed to directing it to them or someone else, and that you just really focus on your own well-being, and you're practicing self-care. The Empress knows how to take care of herself, right? She does a great job of taking care of herself, really in her feminine power, and that, you know, you're really focused on you know, your own self-care, self-love, personal growth, things of that nature. So what's the overall perspective that this person has of you? Yeah, Knight of Pentacles. That you're very strong, and that you would give somebody the shirt off their back. Again, strong earth energy, and then we had some Libra, more Taurus, and some fire. That you're a very strong person, slow and steady wins the race, and this goes along with the Seven of Pentacles as well, like that you won't stop until, I'm hearing Michael Jackson, won't stop till you have enough, or won't stop till you get enough. So in other words, enough of what you want in life, and it feels like practical success, 3D success. Like the Knight of Pentacles is the only knight that goes on to be a king. So it is someone that slow and steady, puts one foot in front of the other. Plenty of baby steps here. Someone that's not afraid to do that, but, you know, at the same time is a good person, just a good stand-up person. And of all the knights, this is the most consistent. Of all the knights, this is the only one that you could really, you know, count on to show up for you when you need them. You need a jump start, they're there. You're stranded, they'll stop what they're doing, come pick you up, even if you're just friends, you know. They'll, you know, they just want to show up for you. That's who they are as a person. That's a matter of dignity and integrity. This is who they are. And so this person perceives you that way, regardless of your sex, that you're dependable, methodical, diligent, some of the things we already talked about. You have an unwavering commitment to your duties, and if you consider, you consider your personal relationship and those you care about as being a duty, as being a responsibility. Whether you're like this or not, their overall kind of gist of how they perceive you is that you're a practical person, a problem solver, that you're the backbone of any team, any relationship, that you're stable, you're consistent, you are healthy, robust, strong. You know, you could work out at the gym, or you have a physical job, or you just like naturally physically strong, and that you have like this reliable kind of steadfast energy to you. Also getting like a great posture, you know, kind of fearless, but not in a like in your face wild way, but just like this quiet confidence. And you probably dress very comfortably, not very, you know, fashionable in a loud trendy sense, but somebody that, again, earth sign stuff, right? So very consistent, very thorough, and probably very good with detail, which helps you to get ahead in life. And you know, again, it's about steady progress with you, the long game, and that you are highly regarded for your reliability, for your practical skills, for your dependability, for, you know, the efforts that you make that are taking you in a direction to be like really successful in an earthly sense, financially, materially, but also just, you know, as a human. So that's how this person overall perceives you, group 3. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Please hit the like button and subscribe. It does support the channel. I have to keep going. And if you like a private reading, it's $1 for 5 minutes on Keen, or you can get a video recorded reading from me. That is down in the description box as well. Thanks for watching.